on the first page, still on the left-hand column, this is a relatively easy one. It's easier, there's no different signs, and you're going to see a pattern I'm going to talk to you about here. You start with the sign, the number, and the letter. They're both positive, and we just simply deal with the first times the first, the outer times the outer, the inner times the inner, and the last times the last. You've just done the FOIL steps. X times X, you know the answer. X times a plus 4. Now, the inner times the inner. It's a plus sign, the number is 3, the letter is X. Now, the last two, plus 3, plus 4, is a plus. 3 times 4 is 12. Now we combine on this line. No multiplication, remember? Now they're both positive, it's easy. 4x and 3x is 7x. Your answer is right there. It's going to be that quantity. And I know that's easy for you, and that was an easy problem. Now let me point out one other thing. We're going to unfoil this, which we call factoring later. You'll notice here the signs are both plus here. A plus times a plus at the end, this gives you a plus on that last sign right there. And because that says the signs are going to be the same. We will go into this a bunch more. And that sign tells you that the same sign, they're both going to be plus and plus. That is your answer. Now, as to FOIL problems, on page 1, they have a great example of something they do throughout algebra. They will write a quantity in a parenthesis with 2 figures, and they'll put a square sign, which means you're going to multiply this times itself. It means you just rewrite the whole quantity a second time and put it in parenthesis in familiar form. And since you're multiplying it times itself, you get rid of that square. What do you have? Yes. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. A FOIL problem. X times X. First times first, X squared. Sign, positive, everything. Second problem, X times a negative 3y. This is where it gets tricky. 2 negative signs on this one. I'll show you in a second what that does. The sign is negative times a positive. That is negative. The number is 3, and you've got X. But you also have Y. So what do? The sign, the number, and the letters, X and Y. Very simple. You just add the X to the 3Y combination there. Now, the inner 2. What sign is that? And what sign is that? Negative times positive, negativo. The number is 3, and the letters are X and Y. Negative 3X, Y. Yes, you're doing great. Now I'm going to show you this last one. It's a little bit tricky here. I want you to make sure we multiply the last 2, the L of FOIL. The sign is negative and negative, so the sign is first. Negative times a negative is, oh, I could hear you. That was good. 3 times 3. No, it's not 6. It isn't 6. It's 9, remember? There we go. Multiply, don't add that part yet. Then what is Y times Y? Don't forget any part of that. Y squared is exactly right. That's my genius. Now, that's an X squared, that's a Y squared, this is XY and XY. You can combine only these 2 little beautiful middle pieces. Now, don't multiply, we combine. When you combine a negative 3 and a negative 3, it's really negative. It's like you take 3 toys away from your little brother, and you take 3 more toys away. You took how many away? Yeah, negative 6. You really took a haul. He's probably going to be mad. Pay you back. The first sign is X squared. There's no change there. There's no other critter there but an X squared. And you're plus 9 Y squared. You just solved a wonderful algebra problem. I'm not an artist, okay? Let's just sell it. I'm doing my best here. But look, do you notice those signs are exactly the same? That last term is a plus. That means the signs are going to be the same. They came from a negative times a negative, which is a positive. We're going back to the multiplication concept up here at the top. When it comes time to factor or unfoil, you're going to love this that I've taught you. Since the signs are the same, you check this sign to see what is it. That other one was a plus and plus, so that was a plus. But since it's a negative times a negative, this middle one tells you they're the same and they're both negative signs. That is one of the trickier ones. They get a little harder yet. We'll go after those two.